I am a Mocha Mom and I am back with a new hot topic video. I'm all natural, now what? And this is to all my subscribers out there who have decided to return to their natural texture after having had their hair relaxed, or maybe you were someone who wore their hair in braids all the time, or weaved up, or you wore wigs. I know for me, when I big chopped, as much as I prepared for it, as much as I had thoughts about how I would go about it, as happy as I was, the first moment that I realized that, the relaxer was gone and this was all my natural texture, and as excited as I was to get started, I still had my moment where I was like, wow, I look completely different. Now what? As we've worked with our hair, with our straight hair, there are certain looks that I have gotten used to seeing myself as for certain occasions. I feel like special occasions, were my Achilles heel, almost my downfall, the thing that stressed me out the most. Oh no, a wedding is coming up. Oh no, I'm going to be in front of people. I'm going to see people who haven't seen my hair this way before. What do I do with my hair? And the difficulty was that what I was looking for, the look that I was going for, was the look that I had always achieved with straight hair. So the first thing I'll say is it'll take time to get used to yourself, and that's okay. And what's important is not to try to make your natural hair, not to judge your natural hair according to what worked best for straight hair. Let's talk about getting the curly look. There's nothing wrong with getting the curly look, but you need to know what kind of hair you're working with. Do you have the type of hair where your strands have a curl pattern to it? You can find that out by just running your fingers through your hair and pulling out a piece of shed hair, and look at the hair. Dip it in water, look and see what it does. If it curls and spirals around, or if you see some type of little curls in your hair, then that means you have the type of hair that curls up, that will curl up, that has a curl pattern to it. If you look at your hair and you don't really see curls, you see that it bends here and there, or there might be one curl here and then a bend here, or it bends in sharp angles. That means that you have the type of hair that no matter what product you put on it, unless you go through a chemical process that breaks the bonds, and when you set the hair on rollers, it forces the curls to stay forever like a jerry curl. Unless you go through a process like that, you will not have curls in your hair through a product that you apply to your hair. If you have that type of hair, you can still have a curly look, but you have to set your hair. Just like when your hair was straight and you set it on rollers, you have to set your hair to get a curly look. Depending on the type of curls you want. If you want it to just be crinkly and wavy, you might want to consider a set like a braid out, where you braid the hair while it's wet, or after you've dampened it with some type of holding product. Allow it to dry completely, take the braids out and move your fingers through it. We want a certain look, and we get frustrated when our hair doesn't do it on its own. Natural hair, you have to work with it just as much as you have to work with straight hair. But one thing that will help is if you embrace the natural hair aesthetic and you don't judge whether or not you look good based on if your hair is doing what it did when it was straight. Your natural hair doesn't want to lay down. Your natural hair isn't shiny. It'll have a natural sheen and healthy look, but it's not shiny. When you put tons and tons of grease and oil in it, it looks greasy and it looks oily. It doesn't look shiny. It's not shiny because the surface of your hair is not smooth, so the light is not reflecting off of it as it would with straight hair. It's not because it's dry. It's not because it's dirty. It's not shiny because it doesn't have the right physical capacity to be shiny. Do you accept your hair? Do you like your hair? Are you open to work with it? And let me tell you, there's nothing wrong with coming to the place where you think you feel frustrated, you want to take a break, put some braids in your hair, put a wig in your hair, whatever it takes to get you through, and give yourself time to learn and understand how to work with yourself. Don't go running back to the perm. You had bad hair days when your hair was relaxed too. You had days when no matter what you did, you didn't look the way you wanted to look when your hair was relaxed. You spent time on your hair when your hair was relaxed. You went to the hairdresser, or you did it yourself, but it still took time. And you are beautiful, but you have to accept it for yourself. And whatever you accept for yourself is what you'll give off to other people. Other people are going to have their opinions, and it's okay for them to say they don't like how you look, or they don't like your new style, or they prefer your style the other way. But how are you going to take that? Are you going to allow that to make you feel like, oh, I look terrible, I need to go back and to my straight style because this is just horrible? Or are you going to take it for what it is, their opinion, and form your own opinion? Believe me, natural hair is professional, it's beautiful, it's acceptable, it's workable. But respect it for what it is, and don't try to make it what it's not, and you'll be okay. Give yourself time, and congratulations.